So Ashwani has written this very engaging book about his journey in government. I've known Ashwani for a very long time. He's been a doer. He's one of the rare doers in government. He brings in structural changes. He takes his team along, and he almost always makes a success of wherever he's been posted in the past. So let me first thank you, Ashwani, for writing this wonderful book, and also thank you for giving me this opportunity to grill you. And, let me compliment our friend for doing this publication. So, Ashwani, let me start off by, you've been a great admirer of the steam engine, and you actually drove this revival of the steam engine and the fairy queen between Delhi and Alwar, and you made it possible. I've been a great believer in steam engine trains for purposes of tourism. They have a huge fascination worldwide. Several parts of the world, if you go to UK, if you go to Switzerland, they've been revived. Actually, all the steam engines have been revived, and they've become really a great historical part of the railways. Why has Indian Railways so miserably failed in reviving the steam engines, and what can we do about it?
Thank you, Amitabh. First of all, I'd like to mention it's wonderful that I'm feeling very nice about it, that you are here to release the book and to converse about various things with us. And it has been a long association with Amitabh, almost 3 decades now. Less than 3 decades, marginally less than 3 decades. So it's indeed a great pleasure. Now, you talked about steam engines. Some time back, I wrote an article, Why Steam? Why steam? Because it has fire inside it. It has raw power. And it heralded the beginning of the industrial revolution in the world. पहले जेम्स वॉट का steam kettle experiments हुए, फिर स्टीफनसन का steam engine आया. Then railways started growing, and that is how railways started. First the steam engine came, then the railways came. That is the beauty of the steam engine. It's a beautiful piece of machinery which we revived in India after steam had almost gone out of the railway system. And the revival started with a bang. And the bang was the Fairy Queen. Fairy Queen was the oldest working steam engine in the world, built in 1855 in UK. And it ran for the first time after being grounded in 1907. It ran for the first time on the 17th of October 1997 between Delhi and Alwar, and it marked the beginning of the revival of steam and creation of a new tourism segment, the steam heritage tourism segment. That was the beginning, and railways went forward, but yes, for a country the size of India, we could do with much more steam as has been done in the West for tourism purposes. Yes, we have a long way to go, but we have made a beginning.
Later in your career, you worked with Madhya Pradesh tourism, and you played a very critical role in reviving Madhya Pradesh tourism. And I just finished my tenure as Secretary Tourism in Kerala, and we'd done God's own country campaign. We made Kerala a tourism destination. But there are very few states who've realized the significance and importance of tourism as a job creator. I think Rajasthan is one. Rajasthan's been the key driver of tourism in India. Kashmir has been another one. Later, Kerala came in, and then Madhya Pradesh came in. Why have we not had a demonstration impact, and why have politicians in India, we all talk about growth with jobs. Why is it that politicians in India have not realized the significance and importance of tourism as a job creator?
Yes, Amitabh, God's own country. And then we created a place where where when the gods wanted to take a holiday, they started going to Madhya Pradesh. हिंदुस्तान का दिल बनाया मध्य प्रदेश को हम लोग ने. और किसी भी राज्य को टूरिज्म के लिए आगे ले जाने के लिए, for moving forward in tourism, what you require is putting in place the basics. Now, what we did in Madhya Pradesh was just the basics. We paved the entire state with signages, interpretation boards, improved tourist places, put in tourist police, very, very fundamental things. And best of all, what we did was, what I used to always say was, that the real litmus test of how a state is doing in tourism lies in the way it runs its own hotels. And we totally renovated the entire fleet of Madhya Pradesh tourism hotels, bringing them at par with the private sector. Well, tourism is a sector which has the maximum impact. घूमना फिरना तो इंसानी फितरत दशकों से है, 100 सालों से है, हजारों साल से है घूमना फिरना. It's always going to be, it was always there, it is there, it's always going to remain. And when somebody moves out of his home, out of his place of natural habitat, to see places, he spends money, so he adds to the economy. And when he goes there, he has to buy things, he has to have his food, he has to buy souvenirs, he has to do all that, and he has to stay in a hotel. And their guides are required to take him around the tourist places, so it creates employment. This is the easiest way to create employment and most efficient way of improving the economy. Why it has not really caught on? I think tourism is perceived as a soft sector. That is why it's not really caught on, but there is no reason why a lot of our states' economy can be totally focused around tourism and it can make a very, very big impact. Well, you have shown the way with Kerala. Then we did something with Madhya Pradesh. Rajasthan has always been there. Goa came up. Well, states are realizing, and I think in some time the tourism potential will be fully exploited.
So actually, my view is that Rajasthan has been the real leader. And, it's used its palaces as heritage hotels. And it is also doing this wonderful festival here. And yesterday I saw that all the monuments are very beautifully, I drove around Jaipur and I saw all the monuments are very beautifully lit up. So I really feel that the Chief Secretary of Rajasthan, who's sitting in the first row, should invite all the tourism secretaries and chief secretaries of other states and really demonstrate how Rajasthan has been able to drive tourism as a big job creator. Because I really feel that there are many states in India for whom this can be a very big growth driver and it can be a very big job creator.
Absolutely. कई states की तो economy बिल्कुल tourism पे चल सकती है, जैसे कि उत्तराखंड है, जिसको मैंने हमेशा बोला कि हिंदुस्तान का ये हिंदुस्तान का स्विट्जरलैंड है. राजस्थान में tourism में बहुत काम हो सकता है. There can be a lot of work which is still required to be done. And Kerala, Karnataka also is a beautiful state. Odisha is a wonderful state insofar as tourism is concerned. Madhya Pradesh has the works. But a lot of basics have to be put in place. One basic is cleanliness. The tourist places have to be totally, totally clean. Tourist cities have to be totally, totally clean. Jaipur requires to be cleaned up. Agra requires to be cleaned up. Basic signages. Just put the fundamentals in place. We don't have to attract the tourist. He'll move on his own. Just remove the hassles. Well, that is the way we have to go, and that is the way I think we'll all go.
So let me move to your time when you were in the Ministry of Tourism, or before that even. You did a lot of work for the Railway Museum, actually. And you've been a driver of museums. I greatly appreciate that not only steam engines, but you've done a lot of work around museums. And I think there's a huge opportunity for India in terms of museums. We have so many exhibits, and some of the best museums on India have been created in UK, where most of the things have been taken from here and are displayed there. What can we do to create many more great museums? Because tourism is all experiential. And how do we create better experiences as far as this is concerned? And how do we, even the steam engines and many of the railway wagons and bogies, all that, how can it be better displayed for giving a better experience to the citizens?
You see, museums are at the core of tourism. You go anywhere in the world, you go to Europe, you go to US, you go to see their museums. Unfortunately here, museums are a lot laid back. That was my reaction when I worked in a museum for 5 years. They're very, very laid back. They should be active. They should be energetic. People working there in the museum should have a lot of energy. There should be a lot of use of technology, a lot of use of interpretation. And that is generally missing. Museum is not a collection of dead old objects. It is a collection of objects which have life in them, which tell you about the past, and in a very, very interesting manner. So, well, museums have to be given more importance. A person who is posted as a DG of a museum should feel he is right bang in the center. He's in the main line. I remember when I was posted as the director of the National Rail Museum, a lot of railway officers commiserated with me कि आपको साहब main line में आपको post होना था, आपको side line में post कर दिया. Well, that is not the situation in which museums can really prosper. But museums remain at the core of tourism, and they define the tourism product very, very well, and they have to be brought center stage. They have to be given the kind of importance which they really require.
So let me now turn to you, because you later became the CMD of ITDC, and you were opposed to the privatization of hotels. My view is that government should not run hotels. My view is that hotels should be run by private sector, government should create infrastructure, government should market destinations, but private sector is better equipped to run hotels. You went around reviving Ashok Hotel. You did a great job of reviving it. But what happens in government is that officers come, they get transferred, another officer comes, he does not have the business acumen to run hotels. And running a hotel is a very professional job, clean sheet, clean bathrooms, etc. Why do you feel government should run hotels?
I never felt that. What I really felt was if I am given the responsibility of running ITDC or running hotels, I should do it well. I should put in my best effort in doing that. And that is what we did. We posted growth rates which would be the envy of the best in the private sector at that point of time. So basically, चाहे होटल चलाएं, चाहे एयरलाइन चलाएं, चाहे वो ना चलाएं, but जो भी काम करें वो excellent manner से पूरी energy के साथ करें. And that is what we did, and Ashoka posted the highest, I think 66% growth rate in post 9/11. Post 9/11, everybody's turnover was going down, our turnover went up by 66%. It was not a question of ownership as such, it was a question of how you run organizations. So that was the only thing which I had to show.
No, you also transformed the New Delhi railway stations, I recall, because when Commonwealth Games were being held, New Delhi railway station suddenly started looking very nice and very good because you were the chairman of the railway board then and you did path-breaking work. So railways are again doing the railway stations, and they're doing it in a very big way. Now they feel that it should all be done by the railway board. Should railway stations be done by the railway board, or should there be private sector participation? Or is the railways well equipped to do this transformational journey of all railway stations? Because you've done it, you did it successfully. Will the railways be able to find many more Lohanis there?
See, the ideal route is PPP. It has to be done through private-public participation. Station development, not the core operations part of the station, but the other soft part of the station can as well be developed and operated by the private sector. But the hardcore train operations, the signals and the station master and the operating staff, all that has to remain within the confines of the railways. Well, station development is going on in a very large way. We started with, during the Commonwealth Games, we did the New Delhi station at ridiculously low costs and ridiculously low time frames. We changed the New Delhi station. But yes, stations have traditionally been the center of the city. In any city, even if you go to a small town or a village, the station hota hai, wo hub hota hai us jagah ka, center hota hai. तो उसको अच्छा डेवलप करने की ज़रूरत तो है.
So you've done this transformation of Madhya Pradesh tourism. You did the transformation of Ashoka Hotel and ITDC. You did the transformation of New Delhi Railway Station as Chairman Railway Board. If there were young officers sitting in this audience, and there will be a number of young civil servant aspirants, what are the 5 key qualities which you think a young civil servant should have? From your own experience of your career, what are give them 5 tips of what they should to shape their career.
One is the strategy. Strategy number 1 has to be human resource. Strategy number 2 has to be human resource. Strategy number 3 has to be human resource. Then come all other strategies. Total concern for the human resource. मैं जब रेलवे बोर्ड का चेयरमैन था, हमारे रेलवे में 14 लाख लोग थे, 14 लाख स्ट्रेंथ थी. मेरी इच्छा थी कि मैं सब रेलवे वालों से मिल लूँ, खाली उनसे हाथ मिला लूँ. वो लोग चेयरमैन से हाथ मिला लें और चेयरमैन उनकी पीठ ठोक दे. I must have shook about a million hands. My aim was to meet every single sweeper, every single gangman, every single class 4 staff, so that at least he knows what the chairman looks like, what the CEO looks like, and what does he want. He should be very, very clear that yes, frills do not matter. What matters is hardcore delivery, hardcore work. So one is human resource. That is one tip. You have to treat the human resource well, especially those who are reporting to you. Not those who are your bosses. Your bosses you'll always take care of. Your minister you'll always take care of. But your teammates, the peon who comes and gives you a cup of tea every day, take care of him. Second is absolute integrity. No grey shades. Absolute integrity. हम लोग grey shades में फंस जाते हैं. वो नहीं चलेगा. मुझसे पूछा गया कि अब एयर इंडिया से क्यों नहीं चलते. मैंने कहा एयर इंडिया का टिकट बहुत महंगा है, इंडिगो का सस्ता है, मैं इंडिगो से चलता हूँ. जब मैं एयर इंडिया का चेयरमैन था. We can't take advantage of our position, of our organization. No frills. The first order I passed as the chairman of Indian Railways, the first 3 orders. First was banning bouquets. Within 30 minutes of my joining, we banned bouquets across Indian Railways. ना कोई किसी को गुलदस्ता देगा, ना कोई किसी से गुलदस्ता लेगा. मेरा माइंड लोगों के मन से फ्रिल्स हटाने को था. Second was ban gifts. ना कोई किसी को गिफ्ट देगा, ना कोई किसी से गिफ्ट लेगा. Third was ban protocols. जब मैं चेयरमैन जाऊंगा तो 200 आदमी मुझे रिसीव करने क्यों आएंगे? एक डिप्टी स्टेशन मास्टर ऑन ड्यूटी होना चाहिए. That is all. So these 3 orders we passed in the first 1 hour of joining. और इसको हाथ से कागज में लिखकर दरवाजे के बाहर इसको चिपका दिया गया था और सबको पूरे इंडियन रेलवे को व्हाट्सएप से भेज दिया गया था.
So you believe in direct communication with all your employees. So tell us the story of how did you inspire, motivate the railway ticket inspectors, because they are the direct, they get in touch with the community which is traveling by trains. Every single commuter of train is getting in touch with the railway ticket inspector. How do you inspire and motivate? How did you inspire and motivate them?
You're right, Amitabh. Railway ticket inspectors, they are our brand ambassadors. वो हमारे ambassador हैं. जो पहला जो यात्री है, he comes in contact with the ticket inspector first. We have to take care of him. But I realized we were not taking care of him. We were treating him like कि तो चोर है, corrupt है. That was very, very wrong. That was very, very wrong. We took special care of ticket inspectors. I started meeting the ticket inspectors. We found their duty was extremely, extremely hectic. Their running room, the places where they used to stay was stinking in almost all places. They required to be improved. Basic thing was the concern had to be there for the ticket inspectors. And we did that. We did that. We issued a lot of circulars, empowering them, improving their way of working, and they responded back. And why not? They are our brand ambassadors. They represent Indian Railways in the eyes of the general public. Well, we really met all of them. Their punishments we reduced. I found that almost if you were a ticket inspector on Indian Railways, every 3 years you'll get a charge sheet. That was the average. I was totally shocked by such figures, and we did whatever was necessary to take care of them, instill in them a sense of pride for the organization. वो वर्दी पहनता है, जो वर्दी आदमी पहनता है उसको आप पुल डाउन नहीं कर सकते, उसमें तो प्राइड ही डेवलप हम लोग को करनी चाहिए. वो वर्दी पहनता है हमारी भाई.
So you've also been the chairman of Air India, and you really worked hard to turn it around. I wanted to ask you, why did government fail over the years so badly in performance as far as, what are the 3 things you'd pin down on why government had failed in Air India? 3 things.
I've said it earlier also. One was merger. We merged Air India and Indian Airlines, 2 perfectly fine, well-running organizations were merged for just satisfying one word, which is called synergy. Synergy के नाम पे हम लोग बहुत चीजें करते थे. That was one. The same point of time we bought aircrafts. In airline is a business in which the aircraft can't generate enough revenue to purchase itself. Possible नहीं है. हवाई जहाज के पैसे से आप हवाई जहाज खरीद नहीं सकते. जब आप उसका प्रयास करेंगे आपकी फाइनेंशियल हालत बहुत खराब हो जाएगी. That is what happened. And the next was
so tell us also, how do Indigo, how do Vistara, how do many other airlines buy aircraft? If they don't spend their own money, थोड़ा वो भी बताइए लोगों को.
There are different financial models which we can discuss separately of the line. There are different financial models, but that requires hell of a lot of decision making, and which is generally not possible within the confines of the government. And then the concern for HR, the concern for human resource. See, when I joined Air India, I found the biggest problem in Air India was a demotivated workforce, a totally demotivated workforce. Demotivated workforce से आप फतह नहीं कर सकते, कोई किला फतह नहीं कर सकते उससे आप. Workforce totally charged up होनी बहुत जरूरी है. So that was again, it's a typical PSU trait. You don't care for your men, and then you don't take decisions. Airline business is the most complicated of all businesses because it's the highest on technology, highest on regulation, highest on dynamism. The ticket prices they keep on changing every minute, and lowest on margins. It's the mother of all businesses.
Okay. So पीयूष जी ये बताइए कि ये आपने अंग्रेजी में किताब क्यों छापी है? तो मास बच्चों को पढ़नी चाहिए और भारत के दिल को पढ़नी चाहिए, और आपने अंग्रेजी में छाप दिया. इसकी हिंदी वर्जन कब आ रहा है?
हाँ, तो एक तो बहुत शुभकामनाएं आप दोनों को. आप दोनों ही हमारे ऑथर्स हैं. अश्वनी जी की, भाई साहब की 2 काफ़ी पुस्तकें हम लोग, वी हैव पब्लिश्ड मैनी बुक्स ऑफ हिम.
एंड नाउ सून बताइए कि इसकी हिंदी वर्जन कब छाप रहे हैं?
हिंदी वर्जन इसका हम लोग बात आज कर रहे थे भाई साहब से कि हिंदी वर्जन इसका अब करेंगे. दिस बुक इज वेरी ऑफ डिफरेंट नेचर. द हार्ट ओवर माइंड. एवरीवेयर इन द बुक ही टॉक्स अबाउट हिज हार्ट. He's not talking about the skill set that he possesses. He possesses the highest number of degrees of engineering. Means a person who is sitting in front of you, he possesses four engineering degrees at the age of 22. That is very, very, and it's a LIMCA record. So, and this person is a parasmani. Parasmani is a word which says that a person who touches anything can turn itself into gold. So there's a saying for him, person like him, that whatever person does one thing good, he does everything good. Whether it's railways, whether it's tourism, whether it's Air India, he's a class man. Like I still see he's an underrated person, and lot more can be done, and government is not able to utilize him as much as can be done. Coming back to this book is a very plain, and each word is very easily crafted. And you rightly said, it's a must-read book for all the IAS and UPSC aspirants, and also the people who are into the civil services. They should try and catch hold of this book.
Okay. So we have very little time left to conclude. As was rightly said by Piyush, Ashwani is a great doer. Whatever he touches, he turns around. He's a great achiever. He's a great motivator. He's inspired wherever he's gone. And I would like, that's why I wanted him to lay out some of the tips of what makes a good civil servant. And now I'll open it up to the floor. जिसको भी सवाल पूछना है, quickly बताइए साहब, जल्दी से mic दीजिए.
Since we mentioned about railway station development, and where you said that there should be PPP, however you said that should be in the softer areas of operations of a railway station. So is there a strong revenue model to excite a private partnership when you're saying that it should be in the softer areas?
Three questions at a time.
My question is, sir, regarding the various government organizations, including the PSUs, and Amitabh, sir, you also headed the Niti Aayog in that sense. So how do you see the executive pressures coming on you when you are trying to take some extraordinary decisions in case of transforming the government organizations? How do they come as a roadblock or not?
Yeah, young man who's standing. Quickly.
Good evening, sir. My name is Ashok. I have one question, but two incidents which I reported in my life.
No, ask a question, no incidents.
So,
Quickly ask.
are you rigid or you are always listening your heart? What is the difference between two words?
Okay.
One is Amritsar and another one is Air India incident.
Okay. So three questions over to you, Ashwani.
Yes.
There's a very young boy who's standing here. Please come in front. आगे आ जाओ भैया. Mic दो यार इनको. इनसे. Please. और भैया जरा टफ सवाल पूछो. बाकी लोगों ने तो बड़ा आसान सवाल पूछे हैं. पूछो.
I really wanted to ask what decisions, what things have been made in, let's say, G20. I've also been in the G20 presidency of India, or any other things that could really give a boost up to the Indian economy, whether it's in aviation, railway. Just get it from the paper tigers.
Yeah. सवाल इनसे पूछो यार मेरे से नहीं.
नहीं, आप दोनों से it's a combined question.
चलिए.
पहला सवाल रेलवे पहला
Excellent question.
पहला सवाल रेलवे स्टेशन का था कि फाइनेंशियल मॉडल है. इसी रेलवे स्टेशन इज सिचुएटेड एनी रेलवे स्टेशन इन एनी सिटी इज सिचुएटेड इन द मोस्ट कॉस्टलीस्ट लैंड इन द सिटी. शहर के दिल में रहता है रेलवे स्टेशन. तो फाइनेंशियल मॉडल तो बनेगा, बनना चाहिए. बट इट ऑल्सो डिपेंड्स ऑन व्हाट सॉर्ट ऑफ डेवलपमेंट यू वांट टू डू, बिकॉज फाइनेंशियल मॉडल किसी एक पर्टिकुलर रेवेन्यू को लेके बनेगा ना. इट कांट बी अ रिडिकुलसली हाई, यू कांट एक्सपेक्ट रिडिकुलसली हाई रेवेन्यू लेवल्स. तो फाइनेंशियल मॉडल should be possible. That is one. Somebody talked about executive pressures, roadblocks. थोड़े बहुत तो आएंगे executive pressures, बिल्कुल आएंगे, हम भी लगाते हैं pressures नीचे. But pressure आपको लेना आना चाहिए. And उसको लेने का तरीका खाली है कि आप सही काम करिए. अगर आप सही काम करेंगे तो आप pressure ले लेंगे. अगर आप गलत काम करेंगे तो आप pressure नहीं ले पाएंगे. But I never found pressures to be overbearing or overwhelming. ठीक है, normal, as things go, normal pressures will keep on coming. Talked about listening to the head, listening to the heart, or are you rigid? In some things I'm extremely rigid. Matters relating to integrity and conduct, my rigidity knows no ends. But otherwise, normally I listen to matters of the heart. काम दिल से ही अच्छा होता है. इंसानों को आपको हैंडल करना है तो दिल से ही आप हैंडल करेंगे. अक्सर डिसीजन आपको दिल से लेने पड़ते हैं, तब वो बढ़िया डिसीजन होते हैं. तो both rigid, both hard. And last question with the youngster.
To this young man, young boy who asked this question, I think it was a very, very nice and a very excellent question, which also I'll ask the author to respond to.
अब डिसीजन G20 में क्या हुए उसके बारे में मैं नहीं बोल पाऊंगा, बट बेसिकली देश को अगर आगे ले जाना है, डिसिप्लिन बहुत आवश्यक है. डिलीवरी हैज टू बी सैक्रोसैंक्ट. डिलीवरेंस फॉर एवरी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, डिलीवरेंस हैज टू बी सैक्रोसैंक्ट. दैट हैज टू बी नंबर वन. एंड सेकंड इज इट हैज टू बी countries from good to great. It basically comes on the strength, on the back of integrity and conduct.
So G20 में सारे डिसीजंस पहली बार भारत ने सारा यूनानिमस कराए, मतलब सबके साथ मिल के किए. 83 पैरा थे, 217 डिसीजंस हुए जिसमें सारी यूनानिमिटी थी. और G20 में पहली बार ये हुआ जो G20 भारत में हुआ.
And Amitabh had a big contribution to
और
that.
दूसरा G20 को भारत ने अफ्रीकन यूनियन को इंक्लूड करा के ये ग्लोबल साउथ का लीडर बना और इसको G20 से G21 बना दिया. With this, I'll conclude the session, and I'd like to compliment Ashwani on this wonderful book,
May I now
Heart Over Mind.
invite
Congratulations.
To officially launch the book, Amitabh Kant ji, Ashwani Lohani, and Piyush Kumar ji, please unveil the book and officially launch it. Please unveil the book now. And then the photo op. I'm sure the cameramans are there.